With this video, we will be doing Drake Made the Worst Mistake on this Sexyy Red song. And if you want to help this channel and the content that we making, please help support our merchandise. The link is in the description. If you didn't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button. Try and get the channel to grow. The only way we're going to do this if you like, share, and comment on the content. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's go. Chi, get the yayo.
Get the yayo.
What's poppin', y'all? We finally got the opportunity to see how Drake would recover from the L he took in this beef. Some people are saying it's not over. There's tracks that are still going to drop. They won't stop mentioning each other. I hope that's the case. Because while I did say that I enjoyed how the beef was handled by both in terms of how frequent they dropped, I also said that I'd like for things to extend a little bit. Like having 3-4 tracks drop in a day, it just doesn't hit the same. You don't want the climax of the beef to happen so quick. You want to be drawn out a little bit, like a movie, but you don't want it to be like 12 hours long movie. You want it to be a couple hours long, maybe 2.5. It felt like we got a 15-second short film with this beef. So the fact that, or possibility that it may go on, is something I'm looking forward to. But as of now, Drake took the L. It's objective. Anyone saying otherwise is probably quite delusional. But the first thing that Drake does after all of this is hop on a track with Sexyy Red. Now granted, this, I don't know about this verse specifically. He probably changed up.
That's funny. We was just talking about this. The Drake shit. Yeah. All this. Yeah, it's crazy.
Who would have thought it would really happen?
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
You're gonna be the handsomest wedding guest.
Two of them look
amazing. Get fresh.
It's like I can do anything.
In his warehouse.
That's the verse. But he had probably given her this verse a while back. They were on tour together. I think he brought her out on his tour. She went with him on tour.
Okay.
Yeah, They've been cool. They've had a relationship, friendship, obviously. They've been cool for a while. So it's no surprise that he appeared on one of her. No, it's no surprise that he collaborated with her on music. They've also collaborated on music before. I'm pretty sure he had her on For All the Dogs on, I think it was a Rich Baby Daddy song. Or another one. Their initial collaboration.
I was like a classic, man. Every kid in America was saying hands on your knees.
Yeah,
hands on your
it was
knees.
everywhere.
It was everywhere. The daycares, the elementaries, the middle schools, high schools. That was everywhere.
Real talk.
Was her being on his album. That's what I know. After that, I'm not too entirely sure if there was a song between that and the current one that dropped, which is You My Everything. We need a couple of things to put into context. Number one, you guys remember the cease and desist that got sent to French Montana. We haven't heard of Drake addressing this, saying it was a lie or anything, so I'm going to believe that it is true. That when Rick Ross said, hey...
It's definitely true, and I actually, on my Instagram, tretvfrmdabx, I got the song on there. So, you know what I'm saying? It was a tough verse from Drake. You're not going to just leave a tough verse from Drake off of a project just to leave it off of a project. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. It has to be something to it.
Yeah.
You had this verse that was going to drop on French Montana's album, and you decided to pull it and make sure that the song didn't come out. We have that piece of information now. So why is it that Drake didn't pull this? French Montana and Drake have had a way longer relationship than Sexyy Red and Drake. Not to mention the fact that him pulling a song or pulling a verse from a song like this at this point in time, they gotta understand. And if they don't, who cares? But they're gonna understand. Like, okay, we understand this is probably not the time that you want to have this song appear. We can release it later under different circumstances.
I mean, to me personally, it's definitely a new song because he did it to the Metro BBL beat. But I thought it was smart of Drake. I remember the time the song dropped, I was telling you, I was like, yo, I think it's smart because he got on the album. Sexyy Red is hot in these streets right now. People are going to tune into that album. And then they also want to tune into that Drake verse. And I think it was smart just coming off the beef. Like, I'm not disappearing. You still going to get music from me.
Yeah.
And we were discussing it back and forth. I was like, we don't know the next time we're going to get a song from Kendrick. But Drake came right back out with some material. Whether you like it or not, at least he came out with material.
Yeah, he has to first jump out there. He got to do something with his visibility.
Right.
Because especially if he's going to still try to keep the perception that he's unfazed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you're unfazed, then you must do work. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because otherwise, people just think, all right, he laying low.
Yeah. I thought he was a lay low for a little bit.
I thought so, too.
A week later, he's on another song. So it's crazy.
he decided not to do that. Okay, so Drake hops on this. The verse is good, but also they switch up the beat, and this had to be Drake asking for this, to the BBL Drizzy beat, which is the instrumental. The first time we've ever seen a producer beat a rapper in a beef, a musical beef at that, without even having people jump. I mean, he had people on like that, and he kind of kicked all of this off, but he dropped a instrumental that went crazy. And this is another thing that I saw academics say this, and a couple of other people. I don't know if anyone else was saying this, but I don't believe this was a good attempt at Drake trying to be like, hey, look, I can hop on this track or this instrumental that people are making fun of me with and say, yo, I'm cool with the doctor. This is a tactic that Drake's tried to use in this beef, and it can work, but I don't think it's working for Drake right now. Like for
to me, my perspective on it is it did what it wanted him to do. It's like anytime people are trying to make fun of you, you make fun of yourself, so it takes the effect away. Like if you walk into school, you got dirt on your t-shirt. The best thing to do when you walk into class is be like, man, I got dirt on my t-shirt. Just announce it to everybody, so it's nothing nobody could use about you, because you already put it out there. So I like the way how he took what people were trying to use against him and he flipped it. It reminded me of what 50 Cent and Cameron, when they was beefing. Cameron kept saying, Curtis, and he named his next album Curtis. You just use that momentum, and that's what he was trying to do with that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot of moves I'd have made. I don't think I'd have used the track that was used against me in the diss, but you know,
I understand it though.
I get why he did it. What his thought process was. Yeah, I get his thought process. Would I have done it? Nah, but that's
what you told me, and that's
and
why
it's crazy. But we talked about this before it happened.
We both had the time the song dropped. We had this conversation. I was like, I think it's smart. He was like, nah, I don't think it. Why would you use that beat of all beats? But I understand what he's trying to do, and that's why we both have two different perspectives on stuff
and opinions. You gotta voice them, though. Yeah,
saying, oh, you're making a beat about my behind, like that's kind of weird. Or when he when he replied to Rick Ross talking about being a white boy, and he's like, yeah, that sounds like it's got a ring to it.
Got a ring to it. Same thing.
Come off hard on that song, but trying to lean into it.
But yes, it's the same thing. Like he just leaned into what people saying about him. He called me white boy. Yeah, the thing got a little ring to it. It's the same.
Yeah, you're playing off what, you know what I'm saying. You turn the negative to a positive.
That's old school hip hop ish.
Yeah.
It doesn't work too well in this scenario because number one, we're going to talk about BBL Drizzy, then we're going to zoom out and we're going to talk about the song, and then we're going to zoom out a little bit more. So the BBL Drizzy thing, it's with Metro Boomin. So Metro Boomin, keep in mind, I wouldn't say this started this way, but one of the key points of the beef that he had with Drake was he took Drake off. No, he didn't take Drake off of a song. He had a song with Drake that was supposed to appear on his last album. I think it was Heroes and Villains.
He took Drake verse off.
This is probably maybe like 2 albums ago. This guy's been dropping so much music. He's going on a legendary producer run right now. And
he's definitely going on a legendary producer run. Posted on my Instagram, TreTV from the BX, that him and Taylor Swift got tied in 2024 for the most number ones. They both have 35 apiece, and the next person is a gap. I think it from like 35 to like 17.
Yeah.
So that just lets you know the type of work he's putting in. I didn't even know he had that many. I'm looking at a number like 35. You're tied with Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like,
first off, that he's putting the work in.
When you're in the same sentence as Taylor Swift, you're doing something. And you're doing it in hip hop, which people are saying hip hop is dead.
I beg to differ.
Focused on.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Putting that work in.
Facts.
It's like by the time you're ready to appreciate
Meanwhile,
him,
what other
by the time you're ready to appreciate the success of one project that he has,
another one's coming out.
Another one's cooking up and coming out.
Yeah, that's how you get to 35 though.
That's how you get to 35.
Yo, please. I was about to say Metro Boomin.
35 in the top 100.
Who's the
it's
guy?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, it's not even Mustard. I can't believe
we're not
the
even halfway
Canadian
through the year
producer.
yet.
Murder. Yo, where's Murder on the Beat when you need? We need a Murder on the Beat.
Murder on the Beat
album from him or something. I think he's been dating that like Brazilian singer. Is he still doing that? Anyway, so Metro Boomin, off rip, he was the one that said, nah, I don't need a Drake song on my album. Which I wouldn't say is disrespectful, but that's a puff in your chest move. Like, I don't need you. I've got...
That's definitely a lot of people say, yo, artists can't move units without having Drake on their album. So he's like, I'm gonna test that theory.
Yeah. And
I don't need it. I'm good. That's like people telling like I forgot who did it. I think it was Cameron. Jay-Z had did a verse for Cameron, and Cameron erased. He went in the studio like, man, he erased that verse. That's joint trash.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, but that's like the same thing. This is when Jay-Z was the biggest artist at the time. Like, what? You erased a Jay-Z verse?
Like,
it's like the
tripping.
same thing.
Like, yeah.
Like, you erased a Drake verse?
Just thinking of the thought process, the fact that in your mind, you're like, man, I don't need that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, like, where he's standing in his head. And that's why he's put out 35 of them things. Because he's like, I don't need that.
I'm pretty sure he thought it was some Miz. It was some fire, he would have kept it. He was like, yo, what did he try to send me a weak verse?
But think about this. The average artist, even if whatever, you get the verse, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They not going to get rid of it. They going to be like, it's a Drake verse. You know what I'm saying? Because they know, like, if I say no, this door might never open again. Yeah. He's approaching this like, nah. I'm good.
Facts. But you know, Drake...
It speaks volumes.
That's probably why Drake ended up taking his girl. I wonder because you didn't put me on the verse.
Oh.
I took your girl behind that.
That's hard.
These other people. And the album ended up doing phenomenal. I think Drake, people were saying Drake wasn't too happy about that because it wasn't like Drake pulled.
And that's like why he wanted to take Drake verse off the album because it did great without him. If it would have did great, I want to say it did great.
Only great because
Drake was on it.
Yeah.
Metro Boomin chose not to have it on there. And then, like that happens, a bunch of things happen in between. But like that happens, which is Metro Boomin song, he kind of has that like solo in the middle of the song, which is pretty cool. He has Future coming at him a little bit. Hit song. I think it went #1, top 10. One of the biggest songs of this year. And Kendrick Lamar really kicks things into gear on another level after First Person Shooter. So you just got Future, you got Kendrick Lamar back on his first verse in who knows how long. That wasn't a big
Boogeyman.
And he's coming at Drake. Now Drake is in this beef. And Drake, he disses you after Metro Boomin sends all these tweets. He says, yo, shut up and make some drums. And Metro Boomin kind of becomes a joke for a little bit. Just a brief period of time. However, in that time, Metro Boomin listens. And he makes some drums. He makes his BBL Drizzy beat. He drops it.
BBL
tells people,
Drizzy.
Like, yo, have fun with this. Best verse
BBL.
gets to keep the beat. I don't know what's the deal with that. I think he's just going to let it rock.
I wonder if anybody actually won it. Like, we've never heard of like who actually he thought had the best song because you showed me Apple Music. I think it was like over 5,000.
I was about to say Apple Music was just ridiculous. Like to even think about listening to that. Like just no.
I listened to one of them yesterday because I was telling my son about it. I was like, yo, they got a bunch of songs because he didn't know about it, and I was showing them, and I just clicked on one of them. It was trash, but everyone's doing it.
You almost have to wait until like it cycles through, so you can be like, oh, this is the one everyone's listening to, and then pick from those. Yeah. But right now, it's just a cluster.
Too many.
That happens, and now everybody is messing. The instrumental is incredible, but everybody's making fun of Drake now off of this instrumental. So Metro Boomin didn't put a song that you had hopped on one of his beats. He left you off. The next album, he has people dissing you on one of his beats. You try to clown him. He makes an instrumental that disses you, and then pretty much he forces you to hop on his own instrumental that he didn't even ask you to hop on. That's dissing you. There is no possible way you could spin it to Drake somehow getting one over on Metro Boomin by having the BBL Drizzy beat. No way. So this, whatever advice...
I agree with him. He's not getting over it, but he was just trying to take some of the sting out of it. For some people, it took some of the sting out of it. Some people like you are... It didn't take none of the sting out of it. No, it didn't help. But I get the attempt.
Hey, you gotta shoot a shot.
You got to.
You gotta shoot some type of shot. Yeah. But it, man...
You ain't trying to hear it? All right.
Given to Drake to hop on this song, nah. With the context that we have with Metro Boomin and Drake, that doesn't work. Now, if Metro Boomin was actively trying to get Drake to hop on beats or to get a verse, and Drake was dubbing him, he's like, nah, we're not doing that, we're not doing that, you can't put this out. And then Drake does this, it's a different story. Because he's like, yo, I'm gonna hop on this beat now, but I'm gonna kind of spin it to my own. You try to make fun of me, you wanted me to get on these beats that would help you out, and I chose not to, but this one, I'm gonna hop on this one. There would be a case to make there. However, that's not the case here. So Drake takes an L for hopping on that. Metro Boomin takes another W for that. It's kind of like Metro Boomin he pretty much waved the white flag. He's like, okay, I'm part of your army now. I'm putting on your coat. Zoom out a little bit. This song, like I said, Drake's verse is good, but this song is like a trash sandwich. You got
anyone with $10,000
credit card debt.
Trash sandwich. That's what you're gonna call it.
Put some meat bread in it.
The trash top, like the top. You've got inside, in the middle, you've got the Drake patty, which the patty's pretty good.
Patty.
No homo on the meat, no Diddy, none of that. His verse is pretty good. Even
no Diddy.
BBL Drizzy beat, obviously. And then you've got the trash on the bottom that holds it together, which is whatever Sexyy Red was doing on that. This is one of the worst pieces of music that's been released. And this is
I wasn't a fan of the song.
Hey, I agree. I wasn't.
I think the song got so much impact because it was Drake on there with the BBL Busy, but The Sexyy Red, I think she messed with that one. Me personally.
Yeah. And to be honest, like, it's crazy because most times, like, her stuff be
She got some hood bangers.
Yeah, she got some hood bangers. It be landing. That's not one of them.
But it had Drake on it, so you gotta put that out.
Yeah.
Got to.
Reason why I gotta ask, what was Drake thinking?
See,
perhaps
and,
he had
and
to.
that's the difference.
What?
That's a perfect example of what I was just saying like 5 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's the level of the artist and what they think in their mentality.
Yeah.
Metro Boomin was like, nah, I'll pass.
Yeah.
Like you said, she was like, oh, it's Drake, put it out there. That's exactly what she did.
Yeah.
It's two different thought processes.
She didn't put out the hood banger. She put out just a song because Drake was on it, and it wasn't it.
Yeah, two different thought processes.
I haven't even heard that song on the radio. Not even one time yet.
Not one time yet.
The entire
crazy.
song. There's no way.
normally you would hear it.
Yeah, Drake,
to the entire song.
Sexy.
So they had to have
you
heard
hear
the
Sexy
song.
on the
Did
radio.
they think?
Period.
I'm trying to put myself in their head. Did they think that? Oh, nah. The contrast from how good Drake's verse is and from how whack Sexyy Red is going to make Drake shine, and they're going to say, "Yo, this is a Drake song." Is that what they were thinking? Because that's not what ended up happening. I could see that line of thinking because that happens relatively often. For example, on Look Alive. Black Boy JP wasn't trash on Look Alive, but there's a clear contrast to somebody that's
Drake.
really, really good on the song and somebody that's, okay, he's getting carried along for the ride.
Yeah.
Or he's somewhat
Getting carried
contributing,
for the
but
ride.
Drake is just contributing at such a higher level. In this song, it's just garbage. It's
Yeah.
embarrassing to music. Yeah. I don't even know how Sexyy Red let this out. I don't know how... God bless the engineer, because if this sounds like this right now, imagine how bad it sounded when the engineer was trying to work with something. Yo, sometimes I wish I could just be...
You remember, we reported on Instagram that this song had more dislikes than likes. Didn't it have like had like 80% more dislikes than likes.
It was a wild ratio. It was over that 500,000 mark.
Yeah, it was crazy. I just thought about that.
In the room with these engineers that are, I don't know if they're engineering it with her or afterward. If they're solo, I just want to sit in the room and be like, yo, what are you even going to do with this thing? And I
what are you going to do with this?
And it's just
like, what do you really plan on doing with this?
Like, yo, we got to turn, this thing is garbage. No matter what I do to it, it'll still be garbage, but I'm going to try to make something out of it because that is truly magic. Well, it still ended up trash. But yeah, this is a really bizarre move. Drake stands, he kind of gotta... There's no way you can defend this, right? Hopping on this song. Would you have told him to hop on this song? Would you have told him to hop on the BBL Drizzy beat too? If the answer is no, be honest with yourself, then you can't co-sign it and say, nah, the verse is actually hard. Nah, the song is absolute garbage. But, hey, what are you going to do, right? I'm really interested to see how this continues. Metro Boomin, what a fat W. And this is Metro Boomin's best
Let's
off.
get it.
Mark Wilson here representing Ghetto Action News Network _ all lower cases.
No spaces.
And you'll find us on Facebook. And when you do leave some comments, make sure you share something, and come back and have a good old time. We're going to get right into this.
Right.
Drake made the worst mistake on this Sexyy Red song. I agree with that title. We talked about it during the video. You know what I'm saying? We both had different opinions on this one. Yeah. You thought he was firing back. Thought it was good timing. I thought not so good timing on this song. Right. But that's the beautiful thing about music. Everybody has their different opinions. I don't think it changes anything for Drake as an artist, man. His body of work, it stands. It's there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going to draw their own opinions. I do think in this battle, he was on the receiving of an L this time.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's good to see him back out there because we talked about it. So it can only go so many ways. Yeah. I thought he was going to step away for a little bit and just kind of let the smoke clear and come out with a banger.
Yeah.
He kind of just shot out quick, and like we were saying in the comments with the dislikes, you know, the court of public opinion let you know. If they want to hear Drake, they want to hear something hot from him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we'll wait and see, and I'm sure he'll give us something else, man. What you think?
I think it was actually a good play by Drake because we all thought Drake was to take a break, disappear for a little while, then come back with some fire. A week later, he was dropping a song, and it looked like this is what he was talking about when he said he's going to be on Summer Vibes. Remember last song, he's like, I'm on my Summer Vibes. When I heard this song, I was like, oh, I guess this is what he was talking about on the Summer Vibe. I understand why he did what he did with this song, using the BBL drink. He was trying to take it and flip it, take some of the steam out of it. A lot of people don't think it didn't work. A lot of people don't like this song personally, but I understand what he was doing. He's trying to get past the Kendrick Lamar thing, so he's just going back to dropping regular music, trying to stump out some of the stuff, the damage that Kendrick Lamar did. So it definitely makes sense. Can't wait to see what else come out with this. But until then, it's your boy Trey TV, and I'm out.